Meeting to order. Councilman Burke, will you do our invocation?
Yes. Let's go to our Creator in prayer. He's a dado lista. The most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening. We come to you to thank you for the many blessings you have bestowed upon our nation. And be with our tribal leaders and be with their families tonight. And we just thank you for the veterans for making it possible for us to have the freedom to run our tribe. Guide and lead us tonight, dear Lord, as we make decisions on behalf of our people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Kelly, would you call the roll, please?
Here. Honey?
Present. Present.
Honey? Here. Here.
Here.
Honey? Honey?
Honey. Okay. You have the November 13th minutes in your packet. Do I hear a motion? Have a motion by Victoria, a second?
Second.
Okay, a second by Frankie. Is there comments or corrections? All those in favor of approving the November 13th minute can signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. We'll now have the State of the Nation by Principal Chief Bill John Baker.
OCO. And welcome to and have a Merry Christmas here at the Cherokee Nation. We've had a lot of big news since we last met. We had a wonderful employee Christmas party last Friday. Had a tremendous turnout. Everybody had a really good time. It was bigger and better than it's ever been, and the employees stayed and visited and laughed, and I just don't know that they could have been any happier. On a small note, we dedicated the stoplight there at Sequoia High School. And normally we wouldn't go out and take pictures, but, that's the entrance for our kids, to the immersion school, to the Head Start, to the high school, and especially ball games and things like that. It's just almost impossible to safely get in and out. And that partnership for a new stoplight is going to make all the difference in the world. And I can already see a difference at 5 o'clock when the employees get off work. The stoplight up the hill is intermittent the traffic so folks can get out in a safe and timely manner, even all the way down here to the complex. So we appreciate Michael Lynn and the Roads Department and ODOT for making that a reality. On Wednesday, anybody that is able, if they can come to Stillwell, Oklahoma, we're going to do the topping out ceremony at the Wilma Mankiller Health Care Clinic there in Stillwell on Wednesday. On Thursday, we will be opening the brand new tag office right there on 412 in front of Bruce's Truck Stop in the old Oklahoma Welcome Center. It's going to really be a easy place to get in and out so that the $1.5 million that we brought in for tag sales outside of the 14 counties will have a good point of contact, someplace that directions will be easy to get to, and we anticipate those numbers going up tremendously, having that tag office where they don't have to drive to Collinsville or Adair or Tahlequah or Sallisaw. So that's anybody that has time, it's going to be a really nice event, a really nice building, and something that we can all be proud of. We want to thank each of the council people, all of our employees. Everybody has stepped up and joined in on the angel tree. And once again, we're going to serve more kids, going to serve many elders with angel tree, and it just keeps getting better. We had a young lady come in today that she had some private fundraisers. She raised $500, but she an extremely great project, and she's an extremely great project, and she sang to us in Cherokee before we took the pictures. So we're really proud of her. At this time, I'd like to recognize and congratulate the architects of the newly opened Jack Brown Center. Seltzer Schaefer got the top award for design excellence in Eastern Oklahoma chapter of the American Institute of Architects for that particular project. And if you haven't had a chance to go look at it, we've doubled our capacity for those kids with drug and alcohol abuse, and it's like a little rural village with the male dorm, the female dorm, the rec center, the cafeteria, and we left the old silo right there in the middle of the project. So they've got good views all around, and God willing, we will put a lot of families back together. Finally, I'd like to recognize and thank the staff that was involved in the Heart of the Nation. If all of you that were participated in that, if you just head on up this way. The Heart of the Nation raised close to $28,000. The Cherokee Nation businesses raised more than $20,000. The Health Services Department raised more than $7,000, and the money raised will be used by Cherokee Nation Health Services to purchase blood pressure monitors for those who can't afford one. The Heart of the Nation had creative employee fundraisers, including bake sales, dunk tank, luncheons, silent auction, ice bucket challenge, and penny wars. And this year's fundraising efforts concluded with a health fair on November 1st. And this truly is, we want to thank the volunteers for being committed to making the health of our Cherokee people better. Do we have a spokesperson? Come on up, Eli. Say something memorable.
I'm trying to think of one. I just want to thank everybody. When we talked about this a year ago of keeping our fundraising efforts within the 14 counties, it was really great to see how everybody rallied around us to keep all of our fundraising efforts to stay within our 14 counties and for the betterment of Cherokees.
And if everybody would give their name and their department, please. Eli Pumpkin.
Eli Pumpkin, I'm in Community Relations.
Big round of applause. Now we get to the portion of the State of the Nation where we read off the names of those citizens that were with us last month, that are no longer with us this month, and we'll end with a moment of silence. Lucinda Anderson, Stillwell. Edward Barnhart of Grove. Stan Bearpaw of Tahlequah. Gary Dick of Bonita. Jim Foreman of Tahlequah. Turner Grimmett of Stillwell. Stephen Gord of Hulbert. Houston Henson of Tahlequah. Polly Hitchcock of Pryor. Billy Jones of Tulsa. Donald Kaiser of Tulsa. Philip Koss of Tahlequah. David McKim of Locust Grove. Anthony Morgan of Grove. Bonnie Pitts of Nowata. Michael Rawlings of Claremore. Edna Sears of Bonita. Iva Shear of Fairland. Luana Soap, Stillwell. William Springwater of Locust Grove. Cohen Stevens of Collinsville. Jacoby Teehee of Stillwell. Bradley Unger Scott of Miami. Rosa Vaughn of Stillwell. Misha Villasana of Claremore. Odie Webb of Tulsa. Nicholas White of Grove. Pocahontas Whitehorse of Tahlequah. Billy Wiley of Salisaw. Jean Wilhite of Tahlequah. Baby Williams of Grove. And Kane Adair of OK. Does the council have others?
Tom Steen from Grove.
Earl Hare of Wycliffe, and Juanita Aldine, I couldn't remember if you'd said him, Aldine Six Killer Terhune of Collinsville area.
My aunt Pat Black, Jay, Tommy Ballard, Bonita, and Billy Doherty, Bonita.
Teresa Walker, Brenda Walker's mother. Her
Yes.
funeral's tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Correct.
Cyrus Josh Fears from Nycut.
Jerry Staten of Tulsa.
I have Randy Leach of Pryor and Dane Trout, my 97-year-old grandmother of Pryor.
Greg Smith of Tahlequah.
If we take a moment of silence, please. Wadeau.
Now we'll have the Cherokee Warrior Veterans Awards by S. Joe Crittenden, our Deputy Principal Chief.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We started off with 4, but Terry Jerome Crow couldn't make it this evening. But we have 3 here to recognize and honor for their service to this great country. And if Council Member Dick Lay would come down to help with this presentation. Dr. Rickey, are you in the audience? Would you want to come down and help us too? And our first veteran this evening is a gentleman named Wadey Bell. Wadey, can you come down, please? Wadey Bell joined the U.S. Navy on July 25, 1951, and was sent to San Diego, California for Navy boot camp. From September of 1951 to May of 53, he was stationed on the U.S. Naval Air Station in Miramar, San Diego, California. His assignment was as base security, which includes Brig Force Gate Watch, roving patrol, and he was also a guard. He completed 8 weeks of Airman Class P school at Norman, Oklahoma, in August of 1953, and then reported aboard the ship USS Tarawa CV-40 and was assigned to the Aviation Gasoline Division V-3G. His assigned duties included refueling aircraft on the flight deck, hangar deck, and maintaining the inert gas room. Wadey made one cruise which encircled the world and ended on October of 1954. He was released from duty and returned to reserve status. He was discharged from the Navy in November of 1955. Arthur then joined the Army, or Wadey, excuse me, Arthur. They told me not to use Arthur, and I forgot it was down in this body of this thing, so forgive me, sir. He joined the Army Reserve and completed his 8 years of military duty. Wadey was discharged from the Army in July 1959. And Wadey, thank you, sir, for your service to this country. And also, we're extremely happy. This gentleman serves on our color guard, honor guard, and does a great job, and we're so thankful for that service. Come down. Next, I need Council Lady Frankie Hargis, please. Come down and help with this. Our second veteran this evening is a gentleman from, I know well, from Adair County, Robert Gene Ketcher. Gene, would you come down, sir? I've always known this gentleman as Gene, but I see his name's Robert, okay? He joined the U.S. Army on March 16, 1966. He was then deployed to Vietnam in December of 1966 and became a special squad leader in 81mm mortar guns. His mission was to search and destroy. Robert's rank was SP-41 in the 1st Cavalry. He always looked forward to receiving care packages from home. We all did that. That was a wonderful thing. Robert was discharged March the 18th, 1968. Gene, thank you, sir, for your service to this country. Our next and last veteran this evening is a gentleman named Samuel W. Ofield. Samuel, come down, sir. I need 3 people. Kara, Lee, and Janice. Please come down and help me with this. Samuel W. Ofield joined the U.S. Army on June the 8th, 1956. He was sent to California for 7 weeks of basic training, Specialty Unit 140.000 FA Basic. He was sent to Bamberg, Germany by ship and served under the TONE Unit Tactical Operations and Equipment. This office was a part of the Mortar Battery, 2nd Battalion Group, 29th Infantry. Samuel was discharged on June the 20th, 1962 as Private First Class CE-3J. And Samuel, I want to thank you, sir, on behalf of our nation for your service to this country.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to hear that, Dave. Picture.
That's all I have, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Mr. Baker, do you have a motion for it?
Yes, Madam Speaker. I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to include 2 items that came from the Executive Finance Committee today. One is an act modifying the comprehensive capital budget, and the second is an act amending the comprehensive operating budget. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to amend the agenda. These are the 2 items that came out of Executive and Finance this morning. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion to amend? All those in favor can signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, we'll move on. We'll put those down, Mr. Baker, as items 1 and 2.
Yes, under new business.
Under new business. And we'll move on. I see no unfinished business. We'll move on to committee reports. I believe Mr. Cooper gave a report this afternoon in one of our committees and was unavailable this evening. So we'll move on to Cherokee Nation businesses. Our CEO, Sean Slayton.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's my pleasure to represent our employees before you tonight. earlier Chief introduced some of those to you. We have a great group of employees, and that was just a small part of them that were represented here tonight. One in particular got out and left earlier. I talked to you a little bit about Sue Ware. When we talk about foundations that the company was built on, Sue is one of them. She's a rock. She's been here for, I think, 2 years prior to when I came, which is in '97. She was one or two or three people in the accounting department when I got here. Frankie was there and part of that, and built the foundation that the company now sits on the financial and accounting side. So Jerry Holderby told me if it came down to her or all the girls in the department, it was all the girls in the department, and I believed him. So they've done a fantastic job with what they do. I had a great October, $9.1 million in net income. It was about $1.5 million over what we had budgeted. We also collected $300,000 in additional tax revenue for the nation. Our expansion projects continue. The Roland Casino will open on schedule, we hope, at the end of May. They've certainly got a lot of work going on down there, and the hotel will follow in late July or the first part of August. We're really excited about that project. Our clinics are well underway. We're turning over the keys to Connie's group down at Redbird soon. Hope to finish Oshaleta in the near future, and as Chief said, we're having the topping out party for the Stillwell Clinic this Wednesday. This past month, we hosted an event celebrating 10 years since Oklahoma voters voted in State Question 712, which was what led us to be able to compact with the state of Oklahoma. The state initially projected $71 million per year from the compact, and last year that number was more than $122 million for state education. It paved the way for new entertainment and tourism market in Oklahoma. We already had a lot to offer, but it kept people home instead of going to other states, provided a lot of jobs, and very proud of the tribal gaming here in Oklahoma. None of it would have been possible without your support over the years, and administrations and our tribes, state educators, the horsemen, and actually the state working with us to achieve that vision several years ago. We're moving along on the construction of the new health centers. We did celebrate the topping out ceremony at Sam Heidler on November 18th. And if you can come out, again, that's Wednesday in Stillwell at 10 a.m. The Cherokee Nation employees continue their annual tradition of pitching in on the Cherokee Angel Project. Last week, C&B contributed $20,000 to help fulfill the unmet need of angels. Along with that contribution, the businesses and its employees adopted 650 of the more than 2,000 angels in need. Cherokee Casino Will Rogers Downs recently earned 2 national awards for its KOA. During the Campgrounds National Convention, the KOA at WRD earned the President's Award in Most Improved. This award is given to every KOA across the country that scores a 90% or better on quality reviews, a checklist type of system of measurement of quality within the organization. Of the 485 locations, only 2 received that award in 2014, and ours was one of them. KOA's mission is to have happy campers who recommend KOA to others, and to achieve that mission, the owners and managers work diligently to improve their service to the guests and facilities. My hat's off to WRD for achieving that. To honor the December 14th birthday of Ned Christie, one of the most patriotic Cherokees born in present-day Oklahoma, the Cherokee Nation Prison Museum is temporarily showcasing his rifle and gun. Known by members of his community as a statesman, Christie was a blacksmith and gunsmith by trade, and in 1885 was elected to the Cherokee Nation Council. These items are on loan to us from the Fort Smith National Historical Site and will be on display from December 12th to January 12th. You can also visit www.visitcherokeenation.com for more information on this. Currently at C&B through October, we have 6,031 employees, 4,658 employees when you exclude the contract and temporary employees. Our Cherokee percentage on the companies that we can practice a preference in is 74.7%. Other Native American is 7.6 for a total of 82.3 Native American employment. And that concludes my remarks, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Do we have any questions? Mr. Keener?
Thank you, Madam Chair, Madam Speaker. Sean, what's the plans for the Woodmark building?
We're currently in the process of giving that a good scrub down and cleaning, and we're going to move some of our records that are housed at the property on Highway 51 in there. Chuck Garrett's group is actively searching for the next tenant. We've got 2 or 3 possibilities, one from Muskogee, and we're just trying to work those possibilities to see what we can land there.
Will that be in the first quarter of this year?
Just depends on what we can get worked out. We hope it's next week, but I don't anticipate that happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Any other questions on this side? Questions on this side? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good report.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no old business, we'll move right into new business. Taylor, would you like to present number 1?
This is an act amending Legislative Act 2414, authorizing the comprehensive capital budget for fiscal year 2015, modification 1, and declaring an emergency, and I move for its approval.
Okay, do I hear a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. Do we hear questions or discussion? This was the mod that we discussed this morning at, I believe, 10 o'clock. Okay. Although this is an act.
By acclamation.
There's been a request for acclamation. Let's see. All those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? Believes the ayes have it. I failed to ask were there other people that wanted to sponsor. I believe we had several that came on this morning.
Yes, I would like to.
Mr. Thornton, Ms. Watt, Mr. Buzzard, Janelle. Okay. I'm sorry, I should have asked that before. Did you get all those, Shelley, plus the ones this morning? Okay. Ms. Taylor, will you also take number 2?
Yes. The second one is an act amending Legislative Act 2514, authorizing the comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 2015, modification 4, and declaring an emergency, and I move for its approval.
Okay, do I hear a second? Have a second down on the end, I believe, by Frankie, so we have a motion and second.
By acclamation.
By acclamation, as requested by Mr. Baker. And do we have questions or comments or additional sponsors? I believe this was the 7 through 14 was the health amendments. I believe I'm correct. I see the finance. You're shaking your head, yes. So, Victoria,
Sponsor.
Dawn, Curtis, Nell. Are there other sponsors? Lee, Kara, Harley. Do we have anybody else down here? Okay. If I see no questions and we have a request from Mr. Baker, all those in favor can signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Believe the ayes have it. And we can let Finance and Connie move forward. Okay. All right, those were our two business items for tonight. We had a long agenda last month, and I anticipated a real short one this month, so we can kind of be in the holiday mood. Are there announcements? We'll start down on this end. Yes, Julia.
Well, I did this in committee, but tonight, again, I want to introduce our representative from CallNet, which is the Cherokee At-Large Leadership Network. We have Phil Powers, who is joining us here from our San Diego satellite organization.
Thank you. Mr. Buzzard, I overlooked you. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't have my hand up. I want to introduce a constituent from Delaware County, Mr. Darwin Haggard, and his daughter there. Thank you, Darwin.
Ms. Watts?
I forgot I turned it off because they could even hear me writing notes. I just want to wish the employees a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I was very pleased to participate in the employee Christmas party, and it was really cool to see all of the folks there that work hard throughout the year, and we won't see you until after the New Year's. So we wish you well and safe travels during the holiday season.
Any other announcements down on this side?
I have one.
Mr. Burke.
Tomorrow after the rules meeting, that will be at 9 o'clock. Then I think we go, there's a meeting afterwards. Then we'll have a open house from the tribal council there at the council house. We will feed all the employees, so come by and we will show appreciation. What time is that going to be?
11:30.
11:30 tomorrow at council house. Everybody.
That's down at our council offices on the end of this building. Everybody on this side too? Okay.
I want to announce that the quarterback at Locust Grove High School, Mason Fine, who is a Cherokee citizen, has been named the Gatorade Player of the Year, and that is one football player per state, regardless of the size of your school. So there's only 50 of them in the United States plus one from D.C., and he is also a 4.0 student, and he's a tribal member, and his mother works at Hastings Hospital, and she's terrified. So we're real proud of him in Locust Grove.
Mr. Keener.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd just like to wish my great aunt, Blanche Gord, happy birthday. She just turned 108.
Anyone else on this side? Well, I just wish all of the Cherokee people a blessed holiday and a safe holiday. And with that, I would hear a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And motion and second have been made. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, ayes have it. We'll see you in the new year.